Hello and welcome back to my channel. Today we are on part 2 of Walkable neighborhoods in Omaha. And we're talking about the Benson neighborhood. I love Benson. They have great stores and it's a fun place to spend a Friday or Saturday night, especially when you don't have COVID to worry about. My name is Ashley McKeever and I'm a realtor with the Prairie and Pine Real Estate Group at Keller Williams Greater Omaha. I'm really excited to talk to you guys about Benson because this is the neighborhood I currently live in. I used to live in Dundee for a while and I want to move back there someday, but Benson is a close second in my heart. They actually have more restaurants and shops in Benson, and they have Benson First Fridays in the summer. And if you don't know what First Friday is, I'll get into that a little bit more later. So today we're discussing the history of Benson, of course, because I'm a nerd and I love to talk about the history. And we'll talk a little bit about the architecture as well, and of course, shops and restaurants in Benson. The heart of Benson starts at Military Ave and Maple. The borders lie approximately at 52nd Street to 72nd Street, east and west, and Pratt Street to Blondo, north and south. Aristus Benson purchased approximately 900 acres of farmland from Edward Creighton on March 4th, 1887. The newly platted land was located along Military Ave, approximately 9 miles northwest of Omaha. In the mid-1910s, Omaha actually started to annex many of its suburban communities, Dundee included, and the Benson residents did not like this at all, and they actually converged on Benson City Hall to announce their intention to protest at state level. They weren't going to let this happen without a fight. They all went downtown, got on a train, and rode it to Lincoln, where they protested. But ultimately, on May 25th of 1917, the city of Omaha annexed the town of Benson. At this time, Benson had approximately 5,000 people. Now, a weird little tidbit about Benson is that it's the home of Krug Park, which was an amusement park located at 2936 North 52nd Street. And if you're familiar with Benson at all, you probably are like, oh, I've heard of Krug. Krug is actually a bar now in Benson, and they have really good Bloody Marys. You should check it out. But anyways, history time. In 1930, it was the site of the worst roller coaster accident in the country to that year. It was later closed in 1940. Gallagher Park is now located on the original Krug Park site. Also, the Benson West Elementary School was originally Benson High, and that was founded in 1904, and it is one of the oldest high schools in the state. Benson homes range from the late 1800s to 1960s. My home is actually a craftsman style home built in 1922. There are also some Tudors, colonials, ranches, raised ranches, and some post-World War II slab homes as well. The housing market in the area has really been crazy in the last few years. Home values steadily have gone up as the city puts more and more money into the downtown Benson area. As time goes by, Benson is becoming more and more desirable because of its walkability. Speaking of walkability, let's get into the shops and food in Benson. I recently went to Found Vintage Market in Benson and fell in love. I love a store where you can buy reclaimed furniture. They have some painted there that you can buy, or you can buy them a little cheaper and paint it yourself, or you can choose a certain color that you want and have them paint it for you, which is genius. And I believe it's a family-run business. When I bought this piece behind me, that green piece right there, and the owner helped me with that. Her husband and son helped me out to the car with it. They carried it all, which was really nice of them. They have great customer service. I was overall very impressed with that store. Side note, nobody pays me to talk about their store, just so everybody knows. I'm a neutral party and I'm just telling a story about my own experiences. For a complete list and guide of shops and restaurants in Benson, make sure to click on that link below. Now let's get into food. Now, like I said before, Benson has more bars and restaurants than Dundee, so I haven't been to them all, but I've been to a handful of them. And I'm going to start with Mantra. Mantra is on the west end of Benson. Really cute place. I really love the food at Mantra. I've never had anything I didn't like, and my go-to appetizer there is the house cut potato chips. They are so good. It's a homemade potato chip that aren't all fully crisp, so they're kind of like a French fry. Imagine that. I like something that resembles a fry. But then there's this like surprise of ooey gooey blue cheese sauce underneath to dip all the chips / fries in. Oh, so good. Man, I need to stop filming these at lunchtime. I get real hungry talking about food. Anyways, Trevor, what do you want? A place with a great patio in Benson is, of course, 1912. They have a rooftop patio with a separate bar up there, and they have a space for events. I've seen graduation parties up there, wedding rehearsals, great venue for that stuff as well. The view is spectacular. Great spot for a sunset cocktail in the spring, summer, or fall. Right down the street from 1912 is Infusion Brewery. This is my all-time favorite brewery in Omaha. It was an old butcher shop, and it has the original tile in the front, and it seems like the owners have a lot of fun brewing different flavors of beers. They even do like game nights, they have bingo, and they also host a lot of other fun events. It's definitely a fun place to stop when you're in Benson. Benson is also home to my favorite ice cream shop in all the land, Ted and Wally's. This has been my favorite ice cream spot for a while, but now they have keto ice cream flavors, which when I'm not eating fries all day, I'm usually doing keto. I probably eat the keto ice cream at least once a week. I probably shouldn't admit that, but it's true. It's so good. The last place I have to mention is Beercade. Not only does Beercade have an obscene amount of tap beer, they also have old school arcade games to play. So millennials like myself and Gen Y get a kick out of games like Street Fighter, Mortal Kombat, and my favorite, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. They even have pinball machines. So Benson also supports local artists with the Benson First Friday, which is why I love Benson so much. Gotta support local artists. The first Friday of every month, Benson hosts an event between Maple and Biney Streets from May to September. There's a few places in Omaha that host First Fridays, but Benson, I think, is by far the best. They definitely know how to do it. They have local artists, musicians, and food trucks that are scattered throughout the area. Benson is one of those areas that I will take my out-of-town guests or recommend people to go that are new to Omaha. It just seems like Benson is always a fun time, and people really seem to enjoy how exciting it all is, and the diversity of all of the restaurants is sure to please anyone. They have everything from sushi, Mexican, pizza, to diner food. And it's great for people watching too, if you're into that kind of thing. This area has been thriving for the last decade, and it just seems to get better and better each year. It definitely has a different vibe than Dundee. It's really hard to compare the two. I'm just glad I have both of them in my life. I wanted to add so much more to this video. There's just so much in Benson to discover. Make sure to check it out and click on the link in the description below for a complete guide to Benson. Thank you for watching my channel, and if you haven't checked out my Dundee video, make sure to hit that one up next. Tune in next week because I'll be talking about the Blackstone District. See you next Wednesday at 10 a.m. Bye!